Welcome back to Waterpark Rangers Let's Play Paper Mario and the Thousand Year Door. In the last episode, we made it to the end of the Exnaut base, which is here. I've actually calculated, and yes, we are probably going to be able to finish the dungeon this episode. That means the boss fight and everything. Here it is, folks, the big conclusion to the Exnaut saga. Alright, how are we gonna tackle these dudes? 4 Exnaut PhDs. I'd rather just go after them a little creatively than have to use Showstopper all the time, because we have enough for Showstopper, but I'd rather build up our star points, actually. That way we can have full star power for the boss. That would be really nice. Assuming there's none of those HP, FP restoring blocks, I'm going to guess we're going to get one more of those before the end, come to think of it. I don't remember whether or not those restore star power. I kind of don't think they do. I think you have to restore star power by going to an inn, like in a town, properly. Which is a nice touch. Like, I'm relatively sure those blocks don't heal that, and that's good. Because there's gotta be some limits. The game's already pretty easy, like, that's just the truth. Although, I'm guessing if you played this game before playing the first Paper Mario, and you played Thousand Year Door as a kid, like, you might actually have a hard time with it. And I know for a fact that the final boss would just drive you insane because it's so difficult. At least, it was for me the first time I played. Of course, I'm more strategic now, and I got my BP all together and whatnot, so it's probably not going to be as bad. But regardless, the deal with this room is that because it's a big conclusion, you're going to be using all the party members' unique moves to get through these puzzles and to the other side of this massive chamber. It's kind of irritating, though. This place is kind of guaranteed to, like, take a long amount of time no matter how good you are at it, because there's just some of the platforming that tends to go not as well as it should. Plus, it's just sort of confusing which pipes go to where. They clearly go to the back, like the background, and some will take you to the foreground, if that's the foreground. Yeah, sure, foreground. That's what we're gonna call where we're at right now. But the problem with it is some of them I think are just misleading, and they just kind of serve to throw you off track. And we'll see if I can avoid those or not, or if I totally forget. I really like how Vivian's kind of shadow just always goes down to the lowest point of the map. I really think that's a cool effect. Okay, from here we got an Ultra Shroom up there. Clearly we're going to want to snag that. But we don't have space, so I'm going to use a Super Shroom. Who knows, we might even eat 2 of them. Or I might be greedy and not do that, because, yeah, I'm greedy. I'm the living incarnation of greed, old man. Alright, now from here we're going to hop across these little... Very careful! Oh, crap! I really meant to be careful. So that's the deal. Every time you fall, you gotta go back into the conveyor belt, wait for the platform to come down, and yeah. That's the deal. We're going to skip ahead. Alright, here we are again. Yeah, you just have to do that quickly or wait, and I don't like waiting. Ultra Shroom. Nah, I'm actually a fairly patient person, but if I feel I can get something done more quickly, I will. I guess that sums me up pretty well in that respect. Alright, so the Ultra Shroom is ours. That's 50 HP. The sad thing about going through the game, like, relying more on BP rather than HP, is that, like, huge items that are supposed to heal you for a ton, like the Ultra Shroom, won't heal you for as much as they should or could, because it's obviously going to max out our HP at 30, and like Bobbery 40, it's going to max out his HP, but the fact that we could have 50 and have that maxed out in one go with an Ultra Shroom makes me sad that we didn't use more HP and FP. In retrospect, no matter how cool the badges are, I do prefer playing the game with more HP and FP after all. I guess you have to play a more BP-focused run to teach yourself that, though. I'm not entirely sure about this, but I think that for this LP, I did some off-screen things where I played some of the mini-games at the Pianta Parlor, and I actually never manually upgraded... No, actually, that was in another playthrough. There was another playthrough of the game where I tried to do an all-BP run, but I found myself, like, wanting to get more HP and FP, and so I went to the most extreme lengths to get it, like playing the Pianta Parlor mini-games just to get more HP plus and FP plus badges. Which was really stupid. So there we go, there's a Yuck's dead, and looks like we have a pretty good grasp of how this place is outlined. There's also one more card key that we have to grab. Of course, there would be another card key. With all the elevator keys and card keys you have here, there's at least 6 or 7 in total. It's hard to keep track of where you find them, and I mean, they're all color-coded, but that doesn't really help me, because I don't tend to remember those sorts of things. Also, skipping around a lot because of how often I fell, so... being very merciful, both on myself, who has to commentate over this, and of course viewers who don't want to watch the same fails over and over again. Card key get! Alright, now all we gotta do is... yeah, there was an HP FP block after all, of course, as I predicted. All we gotta do is get back to that big old door. Find a way to open it. Okay. I know there's kind of a roundabout way that you access it. There's like a switch that you have to hit by, I believe, jumping down here first. Yes, and then from here we can use coops. We don't have to jump over there and hit it ourselves. I'm pretty sure we could if we wanted to, but why bother? And with that, an awesome foldy staircase. Now see how well this staircase fits in with this area? Why can't, like, Riverside Station have things that fit in with the area instead of, like, bootleg, like, beta map looking whatever you call them? So here, this clearly doesn't lead to anywhere good. It's just a misleading pipe that is unhelpful. And see how I have fallen down and now I have to find my way all the way back? Yeah, it is very unhelpful. I don't see anything useful about that pipe whatsoever. Nor is there really anything hidden in the background. It's just the pipes and then that Ultra Shroom. If you consider that Ultra Shroom hidden, which it's really not. Like, it should be fairly visible. Yeah, that doesn't restore star power as I thought. Alright, saving up for the boss, and cut back to the staircase. Flashback to Spaghetti. Spaghetti on a sweater already. On the surface he looks calm, but his arms are heavy. Alright, and from here, I would like to ascend the staircase in the most cool way possible. Turning up into a tube. Kind of a tradition of mine, actually. Just one of those quirky traditions I have when I replay certain games. Like in Pikmin 2, my tradition is kind of to explore the shower room rest level pretty all-encompassingly. And I guess I just like tube jumping up that staircase for whatever reason. Anyway, Pretty Lucky will be useful. And why the heck not? Pretty Lucky P. I'm feeling lucky for this battle. Big, big boss! Awesome arena. I've been waiting for you! Oh man, have I been waiting! And I hate waiting! You again? You've been waiting, huh? Well, so what? What's that supposed to mean? Bah! I'll tell you what it means. I used a crystal star to lure you here, so that I could take all of your crystal stars. How brilliant is that, huh? And want to know the best part? Your little Peachy girl isn't even here anymore. So Peach totally was here. Where did you take her, you huge weasel? Bah, 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 bah! Like I tell you the plan. That's novice villain style. No, I won't be doing anything like that. Sorry, really, guys. So, ready for showtime? You guys are going to be the perfect workout for Magnus von Grapple 2.0. More like Magnus von Snapple. That actually sounds delicious. Yeah, it looks a little cooler this time. I hope you're up to the challenge, because this thing is raw horsepower, kiddies. What are you calling a kitty? Anyway, here we go, Magnus von Grapple 2.0. He's obviously way tougher than the original Magnus von Grapple, but still not the hardest boss. Bah, bah, bah! Yeah, last version was buggy, so we made improvements. 1, 2, a dozen! Get ready for a whole new way to experience pain, you junior varsity losers! Oh, please. As if we're not going to totally whip you for, like, the 10th time. I actually love that insult, junior varsity losers. That's probably one of my favorite lines in this whole game, if not my favorite. Alright, so, like, with so many bosses before him, we're starting things off with a power lift. Okay, let's go heavy on the offense. Obviously, I'll get anything that I can get my hands on, but I always like getting more offense with power lifts. Unless the situation really calls for defense, which, quite frankly, it doesn't here. Nice! 3-2. I consider, like, a 5 power lift, when you put the two together, to be a well-used power lift. Okay, multi-bonk. Let's hope we can aim for him and successfully score the hits like he should. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 1. That's about 16 damage. Here it comes, suckers! Magnus Drill Attack! He's naming his attacks now. He's gone full anime on us. Oh, we guarded and it did 4, so I'm guessing it does about 6 or 7 to both of us normally. So I'm pretty sure we've got some sort of extra defense. I'd be surprised if we didn't. But maybe we don't. We don't really need it, I suppose. We're strong enough. We can handle ourselves. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 1. Nice! And a bingo? We don't really need that. Nah, it's fine. We didn't need it. Bah! Time to unleash some of the sweet special features on this bad boy. Oh man, this is gonna be so good. Alright, he's got his flying fists like before. We're gonna want to multi-strike those somehow. Or we could totally ignore it and just attack him, because I don't give a shit, apparently. Urgh, Hack! No, how? What? My sweet powered-up robot is on the ropes! This is wrong! Oh, he must not have that much HP after all. In that case, we probably can just risk swapping out Vivian and fire jinxing a lot of them. Yeah, he probably doesn't have that much HP after all. If I had to guess, he has 75 or 80. Maybe 70 at the lowest. Oh, crud. You guys should be little puddles of nothing by now. Oh well, I still got some tricks up my sleeve. Yeah, he's got some unexpected moves. For example, my favorite one of my favorite moves in the whole game. He draws on the crowd so this suction cup that comes out of his robot's ass, and then it opens up in his stomach. Eat this! And a crosshair goes, targets one of you, and just shoots the crowd at you like a machine gun. That is literally, like, perhaps my favorite attack in the game. I just love it so much. It's so silly. I wish there was more stuff like that in this game. But the fact that there's anything like that in this game at all is a huge plus. Did we seriously just beat him? We beat him! He was so easy! I remember him being, like, at least a good deal harder than that. He actually has one other attack that we didn't even get the chance to see. It's a giant shuriken that I think he throws at you, and it travels maybe back and forth like a boomerang. It does a good amount of damage, but that machine gun attack of his is the most damaging. Of course, you can dodge all the individual shots by pressing A. And not really dodge, but I mean reduce the damage that you take. Grodus! Lord Crump blasting off again. Actually, this is the first time he's blasted off, and the last. He really became a star. And as for us, we get the Crystal Star. Mario! Oh, that's all you have to say, Vivian? Okay. Can't get your tongue. Alright, so we have the Crystal Star. Now we have 8, and the Power Supernova, the final Crystal Star power. We have all the Crystal Stars, including the one that's literally just called the Crystal Star. If anything, this episode should be called, like, Crystalception? Nah, that's stupid. I'll name it later, after I've forgotten everything I said in this episode. The last Crystal Star had been hidden in the Exnaut hideout on the moon. But by the time Mario recovered it, Peach had already been taken away. Where could Peach be now? Ain't one of the elusive Grodus. Perhaps he holds the key to the remaining puzzle. Mario finally has all 7 Crystal Stars. Where will they lead him next? Will you find out next episode? You'll have to watch the next episode to find out what happens next episode. See you next episode.